Let's begin. To situate ourselves both in body and in breath. Note the fluid dynamics of your breath. This is the motion and the interplay of breath in body. And note how those fluid dynamics change with just the subtlest application of focused attention. Just a slight aperture change in awareness. And we can feel those fluid dynamics of breath in our core. In our chest. Or in our head, or in our pelvis. So we have this beautiful opportunity to strengthen this quality of mind that can help us bring to light this exquisite, miraculous body. So as we embark on today's practice, one inquiry I have for us today: what would I be open to seeing or viewing or experiencing? What impressions would I be open to receiving? How deeply would I be willing to know my true nature, my person, my conditioned self? What would I be willing to learn or know about myself? What insights am I open to knowing? We'll work 20 pumps Kapalabhati, and we'll go directly into a round of Uddiyana. So the Kapalabhati, short, sharp exhalations, and just 20, so it'll be brief. We'll begin those. One slow, deep inhalation. And note how deeply inwardly you are able to attend and sense. As we're holding our breath, can you get a sense of holding awareness, holding that attentional inward turning? Bring the hands forward, swift, thorough exhalation. Remain empty. Draw from the perineum, low belly. Move inwardly with the belly. Notice this inward move. With the skin, with the muscle, with the attention, with the breath inward. Drawing in and even up, lifting from the perineum toward the skull. Releasing when you need a breath. Take 2 Ujjayi breaths. So we're switching in and out of Ujjayi breath for a moment here. We'll do that once more. 20 pumps Kapalabhati, 20. Let's do that first and together. One slow, deep inhalation, following the path of breath inwardly. So can you feel that inward turn, that inward move of one's mind? As if drawing nearer and nearer and nearer to some depth inside of our person body. Holding the breath. It's kind of holding that inward turn momentarily. It's kind of maintaining that inner depth sense just for a moment more. Bring the hands forward, swift, thorough exhalation. Remain empty. And again, here's this inward move beginning in the perineum. With the genitals, with the anus, right? And then the low belly. Feel the low belly moving in. Feel the more middle part of the belly moving in. Keep lifting, drawing up. It's like walking our attention up the core. Feeling the solar plexus move in. Walking up through the diaphragm, under the heart. Walking that attention up under the brain into the crown. And of course, relaxing the belly when you need to breathe. Move to upright. Resume Ujjayi breath. So I wonder if that move inwardly calls up any sense of uncertainty, like to gaze, to peer, to go within, and to go for this indefinite depth. Is there a sense of uncertainty with that? Cross your right ankle over your left knee and knee pile. This is shoelace, but if knee piles, do knee pile. right over left, shoelace. Do we have discernment between uncertainty and discomfort? Reaching elbows outward away from the sternum and also slightly up. And inhaling, unwind the arms. Take right hand to right thigh. Ensure this right foot is well hooked. If you're in a knee pile, just slide out into Baddha Konasana. We're doing this in shoelace, but you may need to adjust your legs. Without pressure, inhale into the right side, waist and hip crease. Now hook that right foot. Exhale, apply very soft pressure. Hold that very soft application of pressure on your thigh. Inhale into that right hip crease space. You discover breath in the depth of your hip. Exhaling. Let the release come from within rather than from the hands pressing efforts. How do I encourage that gesture of release from within? And then easing off, hand from that right thigh, come back upright. Okay. Before we switch sides, grab a hold of that right leg and just draw it closely into your chest. See, I'm just kind of squeezing it, folding it, almost like that's all. And now we'll undo the cross and we'll switch. So we've got left over right shoelace or left over right alternate. Inhale the arms out to the side as we prepare for eagle, spreading open through the palms, reaching out through the fingertips. Exhale, right over left. I came across a Quaker prayer, a Quaker song recently, and it was effectively remain within or go within. And it struck me as a movement and as a location, a movement into location, as a deeply meditative, attentional move, awareness, positioning. And what's actually involved to continue that gathering of one's awareness within one's body. Right? So let's inhale and unwind the arms. And first, with no pressure, breathe, feeling the descent and the occurrence of breath in this left side hip. Flex that left foot, let it hook around that thigh. Exhale, gentle pressure. And so just as a study, if you are having a familiarity of noticing the direction or the trajectory of one's attention. Oh, I'm noticing here, I'm noticing there, I'm noticing this, I feel that. Is to start to feel that as directionality that moves us inwardly toward this really quite uncertain, mysterious depth of self. Or if there's a different or sporadic movement away from, around. Okay. Let's unwind, gently release and unwind. Grab a hold of your left leg and just hug it in just prior to releasing it more fully. Let's lie on our back. We'll just go through a very brief round of elbow to knee. The inward move, if you're interested in this study today, is the low belly, the pelvis, around the tailbone. Let's find out what we get. Inhale, float the head and the shoulder blades off the ground. Notice if you just arrive there or if it's a motion inward into the belly. Find the tip of the tailbone, and now exhale, reach out through that left leg. The elbows can turn slightly at the right thigh, pressing through the middle ball mounts of your left foot, the inner ball mount. Draw the low belly down. And as the motion, the movement of the skin and the muscles moves toward the spine, go attentionally in from navel towards spine. Feel that inward motion. Inhale, bend the left knee, keeping shoulders up. Find the tip of the tailbone. So you feel that, is that a direction for you? Do you have to go down or move down to go there? Exhale, reach out through the right leg, remaining inside the low belly. Spreading the foot bones, reaching through the middle ball mounts, the inner ball mounts. Draw the low belly down and go with the motion and the movement of the skin and the muscle going into the space of the body. Good. Inhale, bend the right knee. I'll talk through just one more. Tip of tailbone. Exhale, reach out through the left leg. As the low belly moves in, can you start to go, oh, that's the motion. That's the movement of mind in an inward trajectory. Pull low belly down. Inhale, bend the left knee. Find the tip of tailbone. Exhale, reach out through the right leg. Track with the skin and the muscle of this exhale, drawing the low belly in, and feel the motion of your mind going inward toward core. Inhale, bend the right knee. Let's do 3 more on each side. Please, and continue. This move inwardly, and I'll just speak through one spiritual tradition line. And in the Western Christian traditions, it's called recollection or recollection. And the Eastern Christian traditions, it's called vigilance. There's slightly different flavors of this inward turn, this movement of mind toward core, toward depth of self. As we permit ourselves to sense, to find anything that we encounter on this path, as the mind turns inwardly, there seems to be fewer and fewer reactivities toward those artifacts. There's something illuminating, but also neutralizing about our awareness in our body. I think that's great news. It looks like we're at that end. Let's turn over onto a side and press. I was like a round of dolphin. So we'll set up elbows and knees. Inhaling, pressing the forearms and the palms down. And feeling the ribs moving up between the shoulder blades. Feel a softening through the neck. Exhaling, the knees off the ground. do you feel? Notice when we're attending to the superficial layers of the body. Do you feel, notice, or discern when there's a movement toward depth, into depth? Do you sense your body with that kind of dimensionality? Does it have a dimensional component to it? Is there a deeper? Is it a lot of topography? Is it just a lot of surface? Now, how do you perceive your breath in and through your body in this dolphin? These fluid dynamics of breath and body. Right? So remain on both arms if your shoulders require that stability. Otherwise, shifting weight a bit into the right arm, start to take away the left elbow and perhaps even the left fingertips. If you feel somewhat unsteady, you may keep the fingertips near the ground. Replace the left arm. Little weight shift. As we take the right elbow away from the ground, maybe the right hand fingertips. Replace the right arm to the ground, set the knees down. Inhale, slide the hands under the shoulders. And straight away, exhale into downward dog, pressing the knees right back off the ground. Feeling the bottom tips of the blades spreading away from one another. Reaching out through the elbows, through the palms, out those fingertips. Inhale, step the right foot forward. Warrior two. We're stepping in for a chest opening move where we interlace the hands behind the back, lifting up through the chest, exhaling, sending the knuckles down, aligning the skull over the pelvis. There can be this tendency in this particular arm move to jut the chin forward. So it may feel to you a little bit like you're moving the head back to be over the pelvis. Just tendencies. You can just check and feel what you're doing. When we get to the heart, if this is biasing the shoulders and the chest and the heart for you, is there a depth move here? What's that inward direction feel like? As a fluid dynamic, as a movement. To draw breath inwardly through the heart area. So asanas are just one movement. They're very concrete movements. They're physical movements. But there's these inner asanas, these inner subtle movements that we're making all the time. Releasing hands, inhale them out to the sides, open up through the palms, reaching out through the fingertips. Reverse warrior. Exhale, set the left hand down on your left leg, raise the right. If you're having any back sacral issues today, just go with upright. You can get a lot of lift. Okay. No back issues, we can bend to our left. Do you notice, is there an inward move through the right side of the heart? Actually wonder if, as we get into these side bend places, if the motion isn't statistically more toward the surface and the kind of the superficial layers around the heart. Can you feel that mind move, that breath move in through the right side of the heart? Inhale the right arm up and over. We'll set the hands down for lunge. Left knee is down on the ground. Left hand is down on the ground. And here we kind of lunge and drape. The right arm hugging the right thigh creates just a bias through the trunk, reaching back through the inner left foot. I have the wonder and that when we bring a curiosity, a loving, interested curiosity into our body, if one of the byproducts of illuminating all of these sensations and emotions and artifacts isn't depth, right? I wonder if just the act of being curious about what we feel and being curious about what's under that, what's deeper than that, doesn't itself promote a sense of there being a space about this body, a depth to this body, right? Inhale, unwind, set the hands down for pyramid. We'll curl the back toes under, press off that knee, and just take a small step forward. Exhaling, folding. And sure, we could fashion a practice where we're kind of expanding from our core out to the horizon, out to the universe. But again, we can carve this up any old way that we want. If I study this inward move nearly exclusively, what do I find? What do I find? What do I feel when I draw breath inwardly through the back of the heart? Is there certain information or sensations about the back of the heart. And bend right knee. Inhale, step the left foot back about 6 inches for ostrich. So we've stepped back into a longer, more warrior-like stance. Interlacing the hands. Fold, trunk to the inside of the right leg. Inhale, bring the hands down to the sacrum. Release the hands, set them to the ground. Exhale, chaturanga. We'll step the right foot back. And we'll lower all the way to the ground. Just giving those shoulders a moment to become unloaded. Inhale, cobra. Reaching back through the legs, both lengthening through spine, lifting through the heart. Exhale, lower, downward dog. Reset, hands under chest, press, softening through the back of the neck. Inhale, step the left foot forward, warrior two, chest opening move. So here we'll clasp the hands, exhaling, reaching the knuckles down. So when we make such an exclusive movement practice, exclusive meaning just inward, 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 we can notice our tendencies when we want to kind of disperse our attention away or outward. Not that outward is bad, but it's just one way to magnify tendencies in the movement of mind. The breath dynamics, these fluid dynamics around the body, right? How we move our mind over and over can shape how we experience our breath. Right, inhale, we'll unwind the arms, outreach them, opening up the palms, reaching out through the fingertips for reverse warrior. Exhale, the right hand to right thigh, raise the left. If vertical's better for your back, just lift vertically, reaching the tailbone downward. No back issues, we can add a little arch, arching to our right. Inhale, bring that left arm up, over. Lounge lunge. So we'll set the hands down. We'll set the right knee down. Keep the right palm down. And as we're exhaling, left arm hugs the leg. So there's both a lunge, reaching back through the right leg, and a turn, biasing the right side of the abdomen and the ribs. That's just one particular movement. Do you have a tendency, a practice of moving inwardly through the right side of the heart? Is that a place where there's maybe a perceived absence of recollection? How do we collect ourselves inwardly from the right side of the body? Inhaling, unwind as we press off this back knee for pyramid. Exhaling, we'll press that back knee up, take a little step forward, folding. So my list is short because we're in this pose a short period of time. But some of the conditioned patterns, some of the patterns we may have taught ourselves, some of the patterns that disperse our attention and so our breath and our energy outward are many. I think distraction is one of those, a kind of external distraction, smoke screening. We might disperse our energy and our attention outwardly, kind of almost like creating a smoke screen, a cloud, a curtain around us. Right? Hemorrhaging, caring for others, kind of like a hemorrhaging altruism. Just a few of the patterns that I see to kind of pull energy and attention outside of our depth of interior. All right, ostrich. Bend left knee, inhale, we'll step that right foot back a little bit. Warrior one, interlace hands, exhaling, hinge to the inside of your leg. Inhaling, bring the hands down to the sacrum, release them. Set them to the floor beside your left foot. Exhale, chaturanga. We'll step back and we'll lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower, downward dog. So inhale the right foot forward. We'll set up for interlock warrior, and we'll move it into the most appropriate back move for you. So I'm going to just briefly explain, and then we'll kind of get into it. We'll either be going into half twining vine, but I realize that may not be the best option for some of our backs, so you may want to do an easy bird. Okay, so I'll just lay that out. Interlock warrior, let's arrive there first. So I've got my right foot forward, right arm encircles right thigh, hands connect. Let's remain right here for a moment. And I'll talk through those options again. Okay. So option one is half twining vine, where we step the left foot next to the right foot and gradually straighten legs. If that's too much fold or bend or flex in your back, take easy bird instead. So everyone will step their left foot next to their right foot. And now you decide, keep both feet on the floor and fold, or elevate the right foot, easy bird. Choose one, and we'll give it a good 4 or 5 breaths. If you're choosing easy bird, it's a really cool place to notice how your attention might move outside of your pose and into the room. Is there a possibility of kind of remaining within? Attentionally, of course, right? Kind of cultivating that strength of perceived interior. Right? You're choosing that half twining vine. It gets a little squeezy. Right? Do you go inward? Do you move outward? What is your tendency? Do you notice your attentional trajectory tendencies? Do you have choice? Can you choose? Can you select attention inward? Awareness for depth. Awakening a deeper layer of self. So inhaling, we'll bend the knees, setting things down, stepping left foot back. Unwrap those arms, chaturanga. We'll step the right foot back to lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Interlock warrior, inhale your left foot forward. Exhaling your left arm around the left leg. Wrapping it up. All right, inhale, step the right foot forward, and here's your choice moment. For some of you, it's easy bird, lifting the left leg off the ground. And for some of us, it's half twining vine. Keep both feet down, folding. Yeah, so it's either or, easy bird or half twining vine. Options for all conditions of sacrum. There you go. Good, good. You've made your selection. As you connect to breath, there's a trajectory. Stasis or a trajectory. Where do you feel those fluid dynamics of breath? Where you feel your breath will give you indications of how you're moving, those subtle internal movements of mind. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. Inhaling, bending knees. We'll start our unwind, stepping the right foot back, unwrapping the arms. Exhaling, chaturanga. Step the left foot back to lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Let's set the knees down, have a seat. In Baddha Konasana, soles of feet together. Forward fold. The hands can go to the feet, or the arms can go to the shin. So if this brings up additional sensations around the hip, you can notice, does your attention move to the surface of the hip, or does your attention, your breath, move in toward the center of the pelvis? Having all of these subtle motions at our disposal helps make our perspective very flexible, right? So it's not just our body that becomes flexible with these poses. We're altering and making flexible our lens of how we view the world, how we view ourselves. So especially those of you who experience back pain or hip pain, move in toward the center of the pelvis. And really inhale, we'll walk our way up. Help your knees together, lie back for Shavasana. And please do use these moments, these precious moments, as both closure and acknowledgement of your practice. Feel the body come to a type of a rest moment. And there can be quite a bit of discomfort in feeling the body move in the direction of stillness, and that's okay. Discomfort is okay. Pain and harm are not okay. But it's okay to not feel comfort yet in feeling that movement towards stillness. Now breathing from core, in and through your entire person. Bend knees. Turn to a side. And press to seated. Namaste.